To finish the sermon that we had started the other day, we're looking at the parable. We're looking at the passage that's in Matthew 21, verse 23 through 27, that speak to the Pharisees questioning Jesus' authority. Of course, what happens is they come to him and they ask this question, and basically Jesus responds by asking them a question which they can't answer. And so Jesus says, neither will I tell you by what authority I am doing these things. In other words, he's saying, you're not even qualified to ask this question. Therefore, you aren't entitled to a response. You're playing games. You're trying to use God's kingdom to elevate yourself in some way, instead of simply asking questions so that they can learn. And God doesn't have a lot of patience for that. So he says, I'm not going to play games with you fellas. You're either here about doing the business of God, you're here about because you want to learn what God has revealed through me, or you're not. And if you're not, you need to go away and leave me alone. But then Jesus does talk to those people that have been following him and earnestly want to learn about what God's authority is. And he tells two parables. One is the parable of two sons, and one of the sons says he'll go and do the Father's work, but then he doesn't. And another son says that he won't go and do the Father's work, but then he does. Then he asks the crowd, which one of the two sons do you think did what the Father wanted him to do? And he says, and the crowd naturally responds, the one who actually did the work that the Father told him to do. So the obvious point then is, who does God favor? The people on earth who give lip service to God and say they will follow him, but then they go about their own lives and set their own agendas and do the things that they want to do, or the person who at first rejects God's commands, but later repents of his decision and goes and does what God has asked. And so Jesus uses the parable to show how his authority over humanity will be used. And basically what he tells us is that those who sincerely do the Father's work, who sincerely want to serve God, will be forgiven of their sins. They will be rewarded for their decision to follow God. They will be commended. But those who only give God's presence lip service, who only pretend to do the work of God, he will not give favor to, he will not give honor to, he will not respect that. And so what he's saying is, even if you're a prostitute, even if you're a drug dealer, even if you've been an adulterer, if you repent of what you've done and you do what God asks, then I will have a great deal of respect for you, that I will reward you when you come into heaven. But if you claim to be a minister of God, or if you claim to be a holy person, but all you really care about is your own selfish agenda, then I will not reward you.